Welcome to Nature Cures with Stacia Alicia, where we explore inspiring stories of natural healing and transformation. I'm your host, Stacia Alicia, and I am so excited to have you here today. Today on Nature Cures with Stacia Alicia, we're joined by Kai, whose healing journey is a powerful reminder that sometimes it takes getting sick again and again for us to finally say enough is enough. In this episode, Kai opens up about why she gave up meat, how she's managing pain through natural methods, the lessons she's learned about healing, the tips and tools that you can use on your healing journey, and the importance of paying attention to what your body is trying to tell you. Let's dive in. Hi, Kai. Welcome.
Thank you, Stacia. Hello. Good
All
to
right.
see you.
Same, same. All right. So, can you tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you do?
Okay, my name is Kai. I'm 56 years old, originally from Chicago, but moved to California in 1972. So I was 4 years old and touched down in Inglewood, California. And I'm still in Inglewood to this day. So I work for UCLA Health. So as a staffing liaison, everything that's non-hospital. So our department oversees the clinics. So yeah.
All right. So, this is Nature Cures. So, what did life look like before your healing journey began?
So I had some health issues. Even as a child, I've always been up and down with my weight. But more recently, in like 2016, I'm a tennis player. So I've been active for quite a long time. I played tennis since I was a kid, and I'm a dancer. And so I was going to do my first half marathon, my LA half marathon, and my first day with the run club. I did it, and then later on, I could barely walk, and so that was me. That was the beginning of me having some mobility issues. I went to dance class, and then I had to tap out of dance class because some of the movements I couldn't do. It was jarring, and my joints was hurting. So for about a year and a half, I treated it as though it was a groin injury. I went to the chiropractor. I did massage therapy, stretch therapy, everything. And I was misdiagnosed for about a year and a half. I was treating a groin injury when actually I was bone on bone. I was bone on bone and I had severe osteoarthritis. So I had to have a hip replacement. So in 2018, I had the hip replacement. I gave myself the gift of wellness in 2018. I decided, well, actually I couldn't get the hip replacement in 2017. They canceled my surgery because they wanted me to lose. Well, let me back it up before then. Life happened and I found myself before I had my kids, I was 185 pounds. I'm 5'10". So let's fast forward. Let's fast forward to 2015. 2015, life happened, and I ended up getting to 351 pounds. I don't know how I got there. I got there. Um, I didn't have any of the numbers. Nothing was wrong, meaning I had no high cholesterol, no high blood pressure, no diabetes, none of that. What actually saved me was my hip. So I never would have changed my lifestyle if it wasn't for my mobility being taken away from me because I was a tennis player still playing tennis at 300 plus pounds, still playing and still being successful because I know how to play. But then the mobility happened and I was on a cane. I was on a walker for 3 months. My sciatic nerve flared up back then. I was literally on a walker for like 3 months. I was going to concerts with the walker. I mean, I was going to work with the walker. I was on the cane. I mean, I still kept it moving. And I guess that's where it comes from since I was a kid, keep it moving. I still kept it moving, but I was limited in my mobility. So I decided on my 50th year that I was supposed to go to Ghana, and I didn't go to Ghana. I decided to give myself the gift of health and wellness. And so um, my surgery got canceled in 2017 because the doctor told me that I needed to lose 15 to 40 pounds or 20 to 40 pounds. I didn't lose the weight. They canceled my surgery. So here I am stuck, still on a cane, still on a walker, can barely move. And then that's when I decided that I needed to do something a little more radical. And so I ended up having the gastric sleeve in February of 2018 so I can have the hip replacement in July of 2018. So that's where my journey started was then. It was a little more radical, but that's when it started. And I decided to give myself the gift of health and wellness was my 50th year. So I decided to work on me instead of traveling that particular year.
As somebody who has dealt with mobility issues, in fact, I'm also on a healing journey. How did it affect you? I know how it affected your mobility, but how did it affect your lifestyle, your mental, all of that?
Well, so the mental, what you see is what you get from me. So I'm pretty even keeled, meaning like I'm going to be high spirited regardless. I mean, at 351 pounds, I was still high spirited. I was still fun. I was still everything. I was still doing what I could do until my mobility left me. So my mental was good. It was just that, well, let's go deeper. Was my mental good? If it got me to 351 pounds, I don't know. I mean, because you have to think about that, right? How did I let myself get to from 185 to 351? I felt that I was good. Yeah, I felt that I was good. I didn't have any like any struggles with my mental. I'm going to keep it moving regardless. And that's been my mantra since I was a kid.
No, looking back in hindsight, what do you think attributed to that massive weight gain?
Over the years, so even though I was active, so even though I was a tennis player and I'm a dancer, right? I was addicted to sugar. And sugar is more lethal than cocaine, I believe, because it's legal, right? And it's in everything.
What was that exact moment when you decided that I'm done with meat? I'm not going to be eating meat anymore.
So it was last year, the day after Super Bowl, I got sick. And so I had already been leaning towards not eating meat anymore. I've been watching like videos from like Dr. Bobby Price and Aris Latham. And I was just like looking at all these videos and going, you know what? It just might not be for me, like at all. And I got sick. So my birthday's in November. I got sick a couple months prior to that. And the day after Super Bowl last year, I got sick again. That was two times within a couple of months. That was too many times for me to be sick. Because all through COVID, I was very intentional on what I put in my body. So to prevent me from getting sick, right? So therefore, once everything gets lax, everything opens up from COVID, people start to go back to their regular habits and start to indulge more instead of being more intentional. And then next thing you know, I got sick. So I got sick twice and I was like, I'm done with meat. And that was the last time that I had meat. Now I will tell you I went to Tanzania last year in June. And prior to me stopping eating meat and fish, I used to love calamari. And so I was like a calamari and a bread pudding connoisseur. So I ate calamari. Now it's fresh, right? So I'm right off the coast. It's fresh. I ate some calamari and my body literally rejected it. I fainted later on that night. Like everything was it just did not agree with me at all. At all. So I said, I listen. I hear you, body. I'm not going to cheat. I'm not gonna cheat. I'm okay. I won't do that. So I listen, and it's very important to listen to your body.
Very. So let's talk about your nerve issues. What did that feel like and how did that impact your daily life?
Well, mobility, using the restroom. People take for granted. People take for granted the smallest little things that we need to move that is really a big thing. So to be able to sit down, stand back up to use the restroom, it seems like, oh, that's nothing, right? But it's a lot when you have mobility issues. And you could fall. You could try to, I used to try to grip onto the wall or grip onto something. If you grip wrong, you could like you could really like break your arm or something because you have mobility issues, you're plopping down because you can't support yourself because of those nerves. And so it's just horrible. And I'm suffering right now from it. I have to have another hip replacement. I'm scheduled September the 16th. I have to have the right one done. I have a torn labrum in my right hip, and I have to
Mhm.
go in for, and I'm bone on bone again on the right side. The left side was done. Now I'm getting the twin done.
Trust me, I totally understand. I actually did a video recently on falls because a lot of persons don't understand that
They don't.
falls is actually a health crisis, because falls are the leading cause of injury-related deaths among a certain age group.
Age, correct.
Right. So, yeah, trust me, your mobility is really critical.
So
So,
critical. Just
yeah.
sleeping. Just sleeping. You move the wrong way when you're sleeping. It wakes you up at night. The pain wakes you, it jars you and wakes you up at night. But throughout all that, I'm still keeping it moving. I went to the gym this morning because I have to
Mm,
strengthen. So even though I'm limited or I modify. So
yeah.
the key to anything when you have any kind of issues is don't stop. Just
Mhm.
modify within
Yeah.
whatever your body can do, you do that.
Mm. Love that.
But
Love
just
that.
keep it moving.
What were some of the first changes that you made after giving up meat?
So gave up meat. So I went raw. I went
Okay.
raw for about, I think about 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And then I did the juice cleanse with Sean and Michelle. And oh
Okay.
my God, seasonal juice cleanses are the best. Absolutely the best.
What impact you thought that the juicing had? What impact did it have on your body, your health?
I feel lighter. I feel I actually feel free. Don't get me wrong. I used to be a foodie, or maybe I still am a foodie. But when I go on these juice cleanses, or when I give my digestive system a break, like about I do it 3 days a week. I give my digestive system a break. So I'll just drink juice, right? And everything feels different. You don't feel heavy. The energy that you feel when I eat food, my energy, like, okay, so on a juice cleanse, my energy never goes down. It's always up, never goes down. So think about somebody who drinks a cup of coffee in the morning and has to have another cup of coffee in the afternoon, right? That's because they think that coffee is going to wake them up and they can continue to go. On a juice cleanse, the body never goes down. You're always at high energy. Like you have to force yourself to go to sleep. I love it.
What changes did you first notice?
Well, when I did the juice cleanse with Sean and Michelle, I did it because my sciatic nerve had flared back up. And I was like, I'm getting rid of this. By hook or by crook, some way, somehow, I am getting rid of this. So I'm like, well, why not? Why not do a 10-day juice cleanse? What is it going to hurt? Let me see if I can get rid of this. And it went away on day four.
Okay.
Day four, that sciatic nerve went away. I was like, yeah. So I decided when I started that juice cleanse last year, I had a omega juicer, and I saw their Nama, and I decided on day 5, I ordered the Nama. I decided on day 6 that I was going to extend that 10-day juice cleanse to 30 days. So I went 30 days.
Oh, what role do you think that discipline, mindset, or spirituality played in your healing journey?
Mindset. I was just focused. I didn't want to be sick anymore. I didn't want to have these sciatic nerve problems, and just I just wanted to be healthier. And my mindset just changed so I could be more disciplined and focused. If your mindset doesn't change, you can just revert back to what you're used to doing. And we sometimes tend to do that when we're off the juice cleanses, but you got to get back on track.
Were there any side effects though, or surprises?
I had no side effects from the juice cleanses. Mm-mm. No, none at all.
I know some persons will say they don't live with regrets, but looking back, what do you wish you had known earlier about meat, inflammation, and natural healing?
So I'll tell you this, 1996, I had gallstones. And so I used to have these bad flare-ups. And so anyway, the doctor had scheduled me for surgery. And what I noticed that dairy and meat um, my flare ups would happen more often when I would eat dairy and meat. So I cut the dairy and meat because I was scheduled for surgery, but I cut it because I didn't want to go through those episodes, those painful episodes anymore. And I didn't have the episodes anymore. And I ended up losing some weight back then too. But if I, what I didn't realize back then, if I had cut out dairy and meat back then, why didn't I just continue?
Mm,
Why did I have the surgery to do the quick fix for it and
wow.
not continue on with just eliminating meat and dairy from my diet if I saw that it was better for me? You think back in hindsight and you go, you were doing the
You,
work yourself.
what would you say to someone though who wants to stop eating meat but doesn't know where to start?
I would say try it once a week. And if you're like meatless Mondays, like try it once a week. Go with once a week and add on a day when you feel comfortable. If not, put yourself on a timeline. Let's say next week it'll be 2 days, or the following week it'll be two. However you want to add that extra day on. Figure out your timeline, but at least start with one day. It's not going to hurt.
Between the juicing, the raw, what have you learned about the importance of detoxing and eating in alignment with your body's natural needs?
Our bodies have a natural we have bowel movements. We have to eliminate through
Mhm.
bowel and through urine, right? That is the body eliminating the toxins and everything out of you. That's just natural, right? Well, we need to also do that. We need to also detox from the stuff that we're eating. I mean, we always don't eat good, right? So if you feel that you're not eating good and you're indulging, your body it needs a break. Your digestive system needs a break. You don't need to eat all that food all the time. It's just too much.
Do you think people underestimate how much their food affects their energy, their mood, and their pain levels?
I think that this system has programmed us with all like I live here in California with all the fast foods, all the commercials that have all these fast food places and all this really bad stuff. So I think it's programming. And I think what people don't realize is that food is medicine and food can also kill you.
Mhm.
They see that with diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, cancer. That is everything. All of those issues has come down from your diet. So, but your diet can also heal you. But because of programming and all these years of programming, it's hard to wrap your mind around changing your mindset because it's just in your face. You have to be disciplined because the world that we're living in right now, and especially out here in the States, it's in our face. I'm going to Africa next week. Oh my God. I'm about to be in super food, super fruit healing environments. I'm going to be accessible to soursop every
Ooh.
single day. Every single day. And it only costs like, oh, I got like six, I got all this fruit, six soursops and all this fruit, and I paid $12. 12
How?
US dollars. That's what I
Ooh.
paid. I've gotten soursop delivered to me, and I paid $30 for one soursop. I said
Oh.
I cannot afford to do this on a regular basis. I cannot. I cannot. But I'm about to go to right. I'm about next week. I'm going to super food, super fruit healing environment, and I am going to soak it all up.
Do you care to share which country you're going to?
Zanzibar.
Ooh.
I'm going to Zanzibar and Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. So yeah, I'm so excited to take a break from this around here. Now I cook. Don't get me wrong. I will. I cook. I'll mushroom. I'll make jackfruit, mushroom, hearts of palm. I do it all. I will. I love to look. Now, what I do like about social media is that you get all these recipes,
Yeah.
all these vegan plant-based recipes. I love it. And all these ideas. It's endless of what you can do.
But nothing beats the natural. The
Oh
thing
my
that,
goodness.
what are your go-to meals and rituals now that help to support your wellness? So, you know
Um,
what? Take us through a typical day for you now
so
to
right now it's
support your
watermelon
wellness.
season. So right now
Mhm.
it's watermelon season. So from May to September, I do a watermelon reset. So once a week for 3 days straight, I do watermelon. Right?
Okay.
I give myself so that's outside of the seasonal juice cleanses that I do, right? How do I maintain, treat my body good on a weekly or a daily basis? So I do the watermelon reset. And then when I'm not doing the juicing, I make a jackfruit chicken salad. I make my own cashew mayo. I make my own cashew sour cream. I make my own relish. I make my own. I try to make as many things natural or homemade that I can to put into my meals.
What does a typical day look like for you?
So a typical day looks like 5:30 a.m. class this morning. I had a stretch and restore class this morning. That was 5:30. And so I take my watermelon juice. I take my watermelon juice with me everywhere I go. My watermelon, right? So I have my watermelon juice all day, and then later on I'll have salad. I'll have salad. I'll have avocado. I'm going to a concert this weekend, so I think I'm gonna make like the jackfruit chicken salad. I'm gonna make food and take it with me to the concert. So, oh, another thing to set yourself up for success, people, make sure you pack your lunches. If you're scared that you're gonna make bad choices out there, pack your lunch. Make your food and pack it up and take it with you. Then you know. Even if you're going to an event, you know what you're eating. You know what's going in your body.
Lovely. Are there any other tips apart from pack your food to help anyone who is on this plant-based or vegan, whichever they want to call it, just eating healthy journey? Is there any other tips that you can give?
Yeah, I would say do the research, figure out what stores you need to go, what farmers markets you need to go, but do the research so where you can get to where you need to go. Because sometimes it's challenging when people don't know what to eat, don't know where to get the ingredients from. Sit down, do some research, figure it out first, and then hit those stores. And I may go to about four different stores. Some people may not want to do that, but I go to at least four different stores because this store has this store has this farmer's market has this. So I do have to do that. And then I don't want to be negative on here, so I won't be, but try to make as much food as you can on your own, even down to the condiments.
Mhm.
It's very easy to make. Get recipes. There's recipe books out there. Get them. It is so easy to make your own salad dressing. Once you make your own salad dressing, you're like, how come I haven't done this before? It's like 4 or 5 ingredients. That's it. Some olive oil, some balsamic or whatever, and just make your own. You know what's going in your body. Make your own.
Dr. Kadawami Knife, he lives in Jamaica. I went to an event that he was speaking at, and he was saying that we have to have a food health and wealth sovereignty where we are in control of the food that we eat, because that's the only way we will know what we are putting into our bodies when we
Exactly.
actually. Yeah, so that's a good point. I have to get there myself, but it's definitely something that we should all look to do more of, making our own food or eating the food that is provided, from nature. All right, just before I go into the other segment, I just want you to go through kind of like verbal before and after. Can you share all the illnesses, all the health challenges that you have experienced, whether obesity, nerves, all of them, and then after as to where you are now based on changing your eating and your lifestyle?
So I told you I had the gallstone situation back in 1996. So I did have surgery for that. And then fast forward, so I had the hip surgery. I've had the gastric sleeve. And I do want to point out with the gastric sleeve and what people, and I want to help people who's used that surgery as a tool. What they don't share with you is they don't share with you how to eat. And then they tell you to eat these protein drink these protein shakes. And if you look on the back of these protein shakes, the ingredients in there, and what you're trying to do is minimize the ingredients that you put into your body. I can't control I cannot control that my hips are bone on bone. So I have to have surgery. But what I can control is what goes in my mouth. You can't sometimes you can't control if you fall and break something. You can't control that. You're going to have to go and get a surgery or do whatever, but you can't control what goes in your mouth. And so I even make my own toothpaste.
Mm. Tell us what do you use for your toothpaste ingredients?
Aluminum free baking soda, coconut oil, and peppermint oil.
Okay.
That's 3 ingredients. It's just 3 ingredients. That's it. So I encourage everyone. Look, do you see that? Toothpaste is 3 ingredients. You can do it.
So you said the gallstones, the nerve issues, the hip, the weight gain. But were there
Mhm.
any other health challenges?
No, that was it.
Okay. And how is life now in terms of your healing or wellness?
Oh, because of my lifestyle, health is good. Besides me needing a new hip, but because of my lifestyle, because because I keep it moving, because I go to not only do I go to workout classes, I go to workout classes with intention. So
Mm,
I take classes like stretch and mobility, stretch and restore, full mobility, full strength, heated mat Pilates, heated yoga. Like, so I have the the hit high intense interval trainings. I can do that. I do that too, right? I got that down pat. But it was that stretch portion that I was missing that I needed. I roll my feet with this ball. Look, you guys, I'm telling you, you got to get into it. It will
yeah,
change.
tell us more. Tell us more of the
It
wellness.
will change. It will change your life. This right here is a lacrosse ball. Like, look, just a lacrosse ball, right? On Amazon, it's a pack of two for like $6, right? $7. You roll your feet with this. You just put your foot on it. You roll it. Hold on. You put your foot on it. You roll it back and forth. You put pressure on the big toes here. You go back here on the heel. You go in here. You roll your foot every morning every
Wow.
night, you will see a big difference, a
I'm definitely going
huge
to try
difference,
that.
huge difference. And look how much it costs. $7 for a pack of two. I will be traveling with this. I travel with my, I travel with my, the long strap here. You can use this for your feet. You take your feet up because for lymphatic drainage, you know how you go up against the wall, put your feet up against the wall, and
Yes.
all that blood flow, the lymphatic drainage. Well, if you can't do it on your own, get a strap, put it over your feet, put your feet up, and let the blood
Ah,
flow just down, right? And not only that, use this to stretch this way, to stretch that way. Do you this look at this strap? This strap
well,
also
yes,
costs like
you have to be resourceful. That's nice. And basically, you can use any cloth, right? Even a tie.
even a towel. So
Yeah,
one of the classes I go to, there were no straps in there. She had us get towels. Just take the towel and use the towel to stretch. But if you don't have a strap, that's fine. Get a towel, get a tie. But when you're just watching television or listening to music, it takes nothing to do this and just stretch your body and take it back and take it to the front. These are simple things that you can do on the regular. And
that's good.
stand, people, too. Sitting is the new smoking.
Mm, yes, girl. Yes, movement medicine. Movement medicine is important.
Yes. So just
I
little
love it.
things you can do. Little things you can do. If it's not a strap, and look, if you got a tennis ball, use a tennis ball. Any type of ball, use it. And make sure you're doing that. And
Love it.
also with this ball, you can work on your shoulders too. There's many things that you can do with the little things around your house. You take it in front of you here, right? And you take that arm back so your hand is up. You take that arm back, you twist your arm, and now you take it back and then put it behind you. That is working on your rotator cuff.
Love that.
Just simple movements.
Yeah,
It's so simple.
definitely. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes people think that when they hear the word exercise or gym, then they feel overwhelmed. But it's all about movement. Just move. Whether it is dancing, stretching, using the ball like he just did. Just move. Keep it moving,
Mobility.
as you would say. Keep it,
Mobility. Keep it moving.
yeah,
Exactly. But mobility. Mobility is key. Stand up, stretch, stretch your spine out. I mean, yeah. Not
yeah.
just your food. Not just your food. Food is number one, and then
Food is just
movement
one
both.
part of the
Yes,
puzzle,
but
right?
you
Yeah,
need the movement too with it. You need the
yeah.
movement too. So my lifestyle has changed, not just with what I put in my body, but how I treat my body.
All right, so let's get into the next segment, the rapid fire round. I ask you a question quickly, you respond as quickly as you can.
Okay.
All right, so the first question, one food that you will never eat again.
Meat,
All right, a healing habit that you swear by.
juicing,
A morning ritual that sets the tone for your day.
rolling your feet and stretching.
Okay, the
There's
rolling of the feet.
200,000 nerves down there in your feet, and so many hundreds of bones down there. Treat it well. This ball right here is everything. Everything.
Your favorite plant-based swap for a meaty craving.
Oh, jackfruit.
I knew you were going to say that. So now we're going to roots and remedies. If you could recommend one powerful natural remedy for inflammation or pain relief, what would it be?
I would say juice a watermelon.
All right.
I would say juice a watermelon and do it for at least 3 days, and just to flush out the toxins and stuff in your body. Yeah, I would say that because I don't take any pills. I don't take pills. I'm in pain right now, and I don't take pills. So, but I do juice though. So I would say juicing.
The Nature Cures Healing Challenge. What's one challenge you'd give our listeners or viewers this week to help them connect with their body? So, one habit that they can do for this week to help them to connect with their body.
I would say stretch.
Healing playlist. What's one song that always lifts your spirits or motivates you to stay on the healing journey or the healing path?
Oh my God, there's so many. I don't know if you see my social media, but for all my I pick a song that is appropriate for like all the videos that I choose. So it's just different. I know one of the videos that I did for watermelon, the song was Watermelon Man, but and then it was then another song was it was a reggae song and it was Itel is Vital. And then it was another, so it's all kind of songs out there that you can, yeah. I'll go to the Itel is Vital, the veggie songs, but spiritually, I say Bob Marley, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None
None
but
can
ourselves can
set
free
free
our
our
minds.
mind. That's so true. That is so true. So you mentioned a few stuff before, so you can also include them again. But I want to know what's Kai's starter pack. So if someone wants to give up meat or start their plant-based or healing journey or lifestyle, what would you include in a starter pack for them? What would you tell them to start with? Or if you were the one putting the starter pack together, what would you give to them? And it can be anything,
Okay.
including things that you have already mentioned.
Okay. So I would give them a seeded watermelon. I would give them a can of jackfruit. I would give them some hearts of palm. And I would give them seasoning because what people think that because you're plant-based and vegan, that it doesn't taste good. You have to make sure that your palate you season well so it will taste good. All you're doing is eliminating the meat, the actual meat from it. But you can still put your seasonings in there and still make it taste like that. So I would go seasoning is the reasoning.
You said watermelon, you said jackfruit, you said seasoning,
I would give them I would give them a ball. If it's not the
lacrosse ball.
lacrosse ball, I
Yes.
would give them the tennis ball. I would give them a strap because it's important to heal through food and through movement, like we said.
Mhm. Were there any resources or tools apart from the ball and the strap that helped you along the way that you want to add to the starter pack? It could be books, it could be
S-
anything.
Okay, so the books I've gotten books from Dr. Bobby Price. I've gotten them from Dr. Goss. I am definitely an avid reader, but the tools and it, you know what? And whatever is your budget. But the number one tool is get you a juicer. So I
Ah,
would say, yeah, and it might not be my juicer, but get you a juicer. Um, I got a nut milker now. So now I'm making nut milks. I'll never buy milk again. I mean, I don't eat dairy, but I'll never buy plant milk out again. I make my own. It's just, oh my God, pistachios. Oh, cashews, walnuts, pecans. And then I got some baobab powder from Tanzania last year. I add that very nutrient dense. I add that to my nut milks. So the tools is definitely in the appliances that you have that'll make you successful. So that juicer, and I'm all about efficiency. I'm all about working smarter and not harder. So I did pay a little bit extra so I can have the tools that are very efficient. And have been a blessing for me because I was on the juicer journey before. I've gone through 7 juicers and ended up at this Nama. So
oh.
it's my last stop shop. So
So you suggest the Nama.
I do suggest the Nama J2. I've had the Breville, I've had the Omega. I bought this Amazon masticating one. I bought the attachment for the kitchen aid. I've went through several juicers before I got to this one. Yeah.
Okay, good starter pack. All right, so now my final question.
Mhm.
What does true healing mean to you?
Ah, mind, body, and soul. Change your mindset. Step away from whatever the programming is out here. Go outside of that. Look into yourself. There's many tools and resources out here, like yourself, like Stacia, and like Dr. Bobby Price, Aris Latham. There's so many people out there. Shauna, there's so many people. Shauna Michelle. There's so many people out there that are doing this, and there's no excuse because you can just look it up. We're already glued to our phones, so use your phone. Use your phone for good. Go out there and
Love
get
it.
that. Go out there and get that information. The information is out there and easily accessible.
Any last word?
Yes. Kai, keep it moving. People out
Hi,
there,
keep
keep
it
it
moving.
moving. Kai, keep it moving. Kai, keep it juicing. Kai, keep it cooking.
You know what I should ask you as well? If somebody wants to reach out, is there a way that they can contact you?
Of course, I am Kai Keep It Moving on all social media platforms. That's Kai, KY, Keep It Moving with just the N, no G. Kai Keep It Moving. Because I'm 56, I'm also out there doing it. I post because I'm of this particular age. And I want people to see
Yeah,
that I'm
yeah,
still moving. Even though I need a hip replacement, I'm still moving.
yeah,
We have
yeah.
to,
We
because
have to.
we only get this one body, and we only look, this is no dress rehearsal. There's no
Mm.
do-overs. So you got to do good for yourself now. I was very surprised that I'm out there inspiring men to get back out there. Somebody hit me in the DM, was like, "Sis, I see you. You really working it out. You're very persistent. You're very determined. You got me out here juicing, or you got me out here going back to the gym." That's a win. And at our
Yeah.
age, we need to. I'm trying to be like Debbie Allen.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So true. You are right. You are right. Amazing. Thank you so much, Kai, for sharing your story, your knowledge, your words of wisdom, your experience with us. I definitely learned something, more than one thing, but I'm definitely going to try that rolling the feet with the lacrosse ball. I'm
You
going to
have
try that
to.
for sure.
You
And
have
thank
to.
you so much for joining us. We really appreciate love your perspective.
Thank you, Stacia. Thanks for having this space. Thank you so much.
You are most welcome.
If Kai's journey resonated with you, then share this episode with someone who needs encouragement, inspiration, or a nudge to trust their body's wisdom. Thank you for tuning in to Nature Cures with Stacia Alicia. Until next time, take care of yourself and remember, nature cures. Blessed love.